I remember when I was younger watching Princess Mononoke for the first time, and I had seen nothing like it before. I was totally mesmerized by it, like the animation, the type of scenery, the things that would happen. It was just blowing my mind because in America, I've never seen anything like that before. Konbanwa minasan. Kyo desu. Studio Ghibli. It's an animation studio from Japan that is pretty much known worldwide, delivering you classics like Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Castle in the Sky, Narnia Valley of the Wind, Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, and many others. And Studio Ghibli and predominantly Hayao Miyazaki's films are very popular in the West from the 90s to early 2000s. And here I'm going to try to give my reasoning, my personal opinions on why I believe Studio Ghibli was so successful in the West. First reason why I think Studio Ghibli was so successful in the West is how the West and the East view animation. In the West, cartoons or animation are known to be more of a kids type of entertainment. Whenever you think of animation or cartoons, most adults just think it's made for children. There has been adult cartoons or adult animation centered for adults, but I think many of those weren't necessarily prominent until later in the late 2000s going forward. But a lot of animation produced in the West was mostly centered around children, and a lot of people's perception of animation and cartoons were only for kids. And from the 90s and 2000s, a lot of Japanese animation were being translated into English, such as Dragon Ball Z, Gun, or in the West it's called Battle Angel Alita. A lot of these animations from Japan were more mature in their setting, or it was set in a way where even adults can enjoy it, and it didn't have a very kiddish kind of feel. And a lot of these stories actually tackled a lot of heavy subject matter. Also, I think this the style of animation and directing we've never seen in the West before. I think Japan, definitely compared to the rest of the world, has a very unique style of animation, a very unique style of directing that isn't really common in the West. From background images, the coloring, the color schemes, the frames for animation such as Akira, which was a legendary breakthrough anime film in the West. Nobody thought that at the time animation could be that detailed. And I believe a lot of the animation from Japan, including Studio Ghibli, really set the bar for what you can do with animation. But not only that, I think Studio Ghibli's movies are just very heartwarming. They tug at your heartstrings, they're very moving, they captivate you. I remember when I was younger watching Princess Mononoke for the first time, and I had seen nothing like it before. I was totally mesmerized by it, like the animation, the type of scenery, the things that would happen. It was just blowing my mind because in America, I've never seen anything like that before. Plus, it also introduced us to a different kind of culture, which a lot of Japanese culture bleeds into the animation. So in a way, you kind of got exposed to how people across the globe kind of think and process. But if there's one word I can use to really sum up how Studio Ghibli movies feel, I would say captivating. It always felt magical, like you were in a different world, pretty much very similar to how Disney made a lot of people feel with their movies. And Hayao Miyazaki, if I'm not mistaken for another person, is often called the Walt Disney of Japan. So pretty much Studio Ghibli films tug at your heartstrings, and they will always say people will always remember how you made them feel. For many people, they felt joy, sadness, happiness, all kind of emotions with Studio Ghibli, including myself. So in a nutshell, I just think that Studio Ghibli was successful because the stories were captivating, the animation was beautiful. It also exposed us to a different kind of culture in Japan that we've never really seen in the West. Those are probably the main reasons why Studio Ghibli was so successful in the West and all over the world. Sad to say they're not as prominent anymore as they used to be in the West, at least. I believe a lot of people from Gen Z, this current generation, doesn't know much about Studio Ghibli. But definitely when I was a kid, Studio Ghibli was the hottest thing on the planet. And it used to come on our local TV stations all the time showing Ghibli movies. So Studio Ghibli, thank you so much for what you've done. And Hayao Miyazaki being one of the most prolific directors and animators of all time. Thank you guys for all you do and thank you for your work. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, also hit that bell as well to get notified whenever we post a video. 本当ありがとうございます。みんな気をつけて。じゃあね。